If it would explode the tarp. Keep going, there you go.
So we are meeting a builder today. We hope to get at least 3 bids on a couple of designs that we have that we like. I won't mention his name unless he says it's okay to record him here in a little bit, but yeah, so he's going to come out to the property. We're going to tell him, you know, where we're wanting it at. He's going to do some measuring, see what elevation is. I'm sure he wants to get a gist of, you know, where we'd have to put a well and septic, and hopefully he can get us a quote. You know, I don't know how much they can actually quote us because prices change every day. So anyways, yeah, so we'll see what it takes. I mean, this is a new experience for me and my wife. We never built a home before, never got a loan from a bank to build a new home before. We never worked with a builder / contractor before. So everything is new to us. So hopefully today we get a lot of answers on, you know, what it takes to build a home. So, you know, I was talking earlier about what we're gonna get from the builder, but I wrote down a few questions here. So let me just go over them now. And, you know, these are some of the things I came up with off the top of my head. Question 1 is how much per square foot, and that's really the main, I think, in my mind, the main thing you want to know, because that's how much it's going to cost you and how much a loan you're going to have to get for. So, and the way it was described to me from some of the builders I've already called is, you know, the square footage for the living area might be more than the square footage if you say add a barn or if you have a patio area. So, you know, it could be, it sounded like they do the cost per square foot of the living area, and that also includes a shop and the porch. So they would tell you, let's say you do a 2,000 square foot house and it's $110 per square foot. That's the cost for the whole thing, but they just roll up the cost per square footage and tack on a little bit more for the cost of the actual living space. I don't know that for sure. That's one of the questions I'm going to ask the first builder that's coming out here. The next question was, you know, if we do some of the finishing ourselves, like the mudding, painting, staining the cabinets, you know, anything and everything that we could do on our own on all of the spare bedrooms or in the shop or in areas that we don't really go into a lot, and that we wouldn't have a lot of furniture in because we don't want all that stuff getting on the furniture. Would that save us any money? You know, that's another question I'm going to ask them. You know, have maybe just the kitchen and master bedroom and master bathroom done, but leave like the spare bedrooms and everything else unfinished, and we can finish them later. Next question is, you know, we don't know how much a well or septic is going to cost, and we're out in the middle of nowhere. I probably mentioned on the several videos that we're going to have a well and our own septic because there's no community water and there's no city sewage out here. Maybe down the road there might be, but right now there's not. So we're going to have to get a cost. And in all honesty, I'd rather, to be self-sufficient, I'd rather be on our own well and not rely on city water anyways. So this is, you know, I think we would do it regardless, just to be off of anything city related. But yeah, we're gonna ask him, and he might not know. He probably contracts the well digging and septic out to somebody else, but he might, you know, he's probably contracted stuff out like this before. It can give us an estimate, you know, and hopefully that's included in the square foot cost per square foot. There's another a few a few other questions about bank loans and how he's seen other people do it. Obviously, can we get a portion of a bank loan as he needs the money? That we have to get the whole loan out. Obviously, we would like to not have to pay the whole full loan while he's still building. So some of those are some of the other questions. How long it's going to take him to finish? You know, is it 6 months? Is it 8 months? 9 months? A year? You know, we want to know if we start it tomorrow. Not that we are, but if we start tomorrow, when would he be finished by? So that'll give us an idea. I don't know how busy this guy is, so you know, he might have other projects lined up for him. The other questions, and these are kind of just one-offs, if we want to do propane instead of all electric out there, if we want to get a propane tank, can they pre-run propane lines into the house so we can hook up to a big propane tank outside? There were some other questions my wife had. I didn't write them down because I was driving as she was coming up with them, but those are the ones that I have so far. So I'm sure I'll think of others, and I'm sure he'll have some for us. The area that we want to build, my dad and I went out there and measured. Most of the plans are like a 40 by 80, so they'll definitely fit inside of the area that we kind of designated. And I think it'll keep a lot of the oak trees that we have. You know, and that was another question is, you know, can we tweak the design? If it costs too much, can we, you know, shrink it down? And can we customize it? And is he capable of, you know, handling any customizations that we have? So, but yeah, that's it that I have right now. Stay tuned for more questions as we get out there. Hopefully he'll let us record again, like I said earlier, but I think he will. So, all right. Yeah, he's using that scraper now.
Yeah.
And they just had to do that today, right in front of ours. Come on, Bubba, let me through. A-holes.
Woo! 11, 12 years ago,
Okay.
I was a highway patrol and retired.
And Calvin's really the only real estate man there in Event, so.
Well, he seems to be selling a lot out here too.
Yes.
So he's we were actually we bought this, and then that property right to the right of us went for sale.
Okay.
And we went over there and looked, and man, they wanted way too much money. And that little mobile home they had, it was yeah. So anyways.
How much property do you actually have?
So
here?
my brother, yeah. Let me grab the survey.
You said 6 in total, I thought.
5.89. Let me grab the survey. But in total, we have 40 acres, and I might buy more from my brother later.
Okay.
You know, if he's willing to sell it to me.
I got one of my wife's hairs.
It happens.
Yeah. Okay. So we're sitting right here.
Yeah, we're right in there somewhere.
Okay. Excellent. All right.
So yeah, we got it staked out here. So that pole right there is my edge, and it goes all the way down, curves around, and comes all the way back to this fence line and back around through here.
Do you have water?
So we have creeks running through here.
Okay.
We think we have water.
Okay.
There's the guy right out there next to us has a well dug.
Okay.
And we think he has good water supply.
Okay. No, that's fine.
We think we have water here too.
Okay. Yeah, I would get you in touch with probably either Dalton or maybe one of them boys, Lovelace or somebody out of Lampasas, or maybe oh shoot, I forget his name. He's there in Event. But anyways,
they'll tell us if we'll have. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you know, that's one of the questions. I wrote a list here.
Yeah, because it's going to run about, for a water well, it's going to be about 26.
Yeah.
You know, about 26,000.
Well, so that was, I mean, I have a list here.
Yeah.
Let me show you where we're talking about building. You can see we got the pole out here, and we're hoping to build from about, you know, here back about 80 foot and out about 40 foot.
Okay.
And then have the front yard facing this way, and
facing this way?
Facing that way.
Facing that way.
Yeah, we're gonna go long ways with it.
Okay. Okay.
And you know, we were. If you do the well, do you contract that, or do we have to do that?
No, just do it through him. Just do it separate. That way, there's no, you know, that I don't need to make anything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just go directly through him.
Okay.
But you had to get on the list pretty quick.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think you don't want to wait too long on a well.
Okay.
To make sure, because you don't want to start a project.
Well, and
you know
we were hoping to get all that included with the home loan.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be a problem either.
Well, that's another question is, you know, how to, so we were wanting to get a price per square foot with the well and septic included. Now, do you do the septic?
I do. But those two things I try to keep separate.
Okay.
I mean, it can go in the note. That's not a problem. But, you know, you can dig a foot.
Yeah.
And it may be fine. You may dig 3 feet. It may be still fine. But you may dig a foot and hit rock.
Yeah.
So a septic may go anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
And I hate to, you know, I would rather estimate it high and it come in lower.
Yeah.
Because the way I do it, whatever the cost is what you pay plus my 8 or 10%.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't try to mark anything up. You get true bills.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, that's not a problem. It's just,
well, I don't know how
so much of a variance in septic systems, you know.
Well, you know, here's the problem is I don't mind contacting for the well, and so I just don't know how a bank loan works. I would love to be able to get it all through one person.
Right, I agree. Yeah, and it can be done that way.
Okay.
That's not a problem. I just try not to make anything off of a well or a septic just because there's so much of a variance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I will tell you this. The neighbor right down here dug 490 something feet, 400 for a well. Yeah. And I don't know what it's probably by foot how far they have to dig.
It is. And most of them in this part of the country average about 600 foot.
Yeah.
So, give or take. But I want to talk to you before you decide exactly where you want it.
Yeah.
You know, you got these pin oaks in here.
Yeah, we want to keep as many of those as possible.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is crap.
Yeah, cedar, and I'm cutting a lot of that down, as you can see.
Yeah, but see these pin oaks in here and everything, you want to try to keep
Yes.
those, you know, especially like this one.
Yeah, yeah.
This little bunch through here is a nice little set. And get rid of them cedars, because them cedars suck all the water out of them.
That's exactly what I'm doing.
That one could probably go.
Is it? You think this one's dead right here?
Yeah,
I think that one's still going.
Yeah.
So we were hoping to build right between this one and these, and if we did it right, it would go. I think these are a little bit. These are a couple of oaks.
There's the shrubs in there. But,
I think we could keep those oaks and still build between them, and then I would just gradually over time cut all this cedar down. You know, do you include clearing? That's one I forgot. Okay.
Yeah, the same guy that builds the pad, he would come out here and they call it burning off, but basically they're just going to push everything.
Yeah.
And what they'll do is they'll get up underneath the grass root.
Yeah.
And take that off and then build with caliche. And then build up. Because you just, you know, you don't want to take a chance of that root base coming back through.